Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. If you need a website, go to squarespace.com/Heaton. So in today's video, I need to fix to the top of my Mitsubishi Delica some roof bars, 160 watt tilting solar panel, a rifle case, that's right, a rifle case, and a couple of LED spotlights. All of the roof boxes available today, they're all either too wide and would take up the entire roof space. They're all too high, they're really high. And on my van, that looks ridiculous. It looks like it's wearing a massive top hat. In the end, I ended up going for this rifle box. So you might be thinking this rifle case is a bit small, but it holds the essentials such as Wellington boots and of course the tripod. So this is my 160 watt solar panel that will be charging my battery. I went for quite a high efficiency solar panel. I can't remember the efficiency rating exactly, but high efficiency solar panel means you get more solar charge per square inch or whatever. So your solar panel is basically smaller. And this one is perfect because it's nice and long and thin, which is what I need for the roof of my thin van. Now what I want to achieve with this solar panel today is that I want it to tilt. But first we need to address the roof box because I can't do anything until the roof box is situated correctly. So as you can see, the roof box is currently sitting on top of the bars and I want to sink it down to give it that lower profile, maybe sink it down by about 4 or 5 centimeters. How am I going to drop this down? It's quite simple. I was initially looking for some Z-shaped brackets that I could basically put on the roof bars, which will lower the position, but I couldn't find any suitable. So I bought some of this L-shaped aluminium profile, cut it into smaller sections, painted it black. Very crudely, mind you, but you're not going to see it. So we have 2 L brackets like this. And then I'm simply going to bolt them together, which will give me my Z profile that I'm looking for. That Z profile will sit on the roof bars, thus lowering the platform for the roof box by 5 centimeters. I bought these T-bolts off Amazon because I couldn't find the original Thule ones anywhere. In order for them to fit on the roof bars, I needed to file 1mm off the ends and they slide in nicely. Now that everything fits, I just need to cut down the bolts to an appropriate size. I thought it would be a good idea to test the strength of the bars and the box because they have a 100 kilogram rating per bar, so thought I'd have a little walk on top of the box. I just wanted to point out as well, I don't plan on having any kind of weight inside of this roof box. I'm sure that would not be safe. It's just going to be a few kilos of tripods and Wellington boots, but me standing on it when the vehicle is stationary, I might need to stand on it to access the tilting solar panel, which is next. I feel like at this point I should say that none of this is necessary. I don't need anything on my roof. I have enough storage probably to get by. I just wanted a roof carrier for extra storage, dirty things, and like honest truth, from me to you, it's all about styling. It is. I can't even deny it. I can't even kid myself. It's just about styling. I don't even need a solar panel. That battery will keep going long enough. But, you know, boys and their toys and whatnot, so figure if we're going to do it, we'll do it properly. Anyway, waffling on. Solar panel, we're going to tilt it. Now this is the genius bit. Genius, although I dread to read the comments, but I'm basically going to use these. These are heavy duty outdoor hinges for big heavy gates, okay? This kind of short oblong profile will go, well, I'm going to show you in a second. That is going to go on the side of the solar panel. This long bit here, this is going to bolt onto the roof bars, onto the crossbars there. So now we have our hinges for tilting the panel. But the cool bit is how we actually get it to stay up and secure and all of that stuff. So I'm probably building this up way too much. I'm just really happy with my solution. But yeah, I have made 2 of these brackets. You see them? Yeah, made 2 of those. and I need to attach them to the side of the solar panel. This is a little device that I have commandeered from my Thule bike rack. I have one of those bike racks that goes on the roof of your car. I don't use it anymore because I have a tow bar. So I have borrowed a couple of these, and they're genius. Slide them onto your roof rack, like so, and then they will lock my brackets in place. So we're now in a position where we can have the solar panel locked down securely, we can release the lever, slide it out of the way, and we can tilt. But how do we get it to stay tilted? And more importantly, how do we adjust the angle of the tilt depending on the angle of the sun? Well, my philosophy when out in the field taking pictures is to keep things simple. Simple composition, simple subjects, simple processing techniques. And it's the same with this, this solar panel. You see, initially I went down the gas strut route. I bought these gas struts, they were dead cheap, about, I think they were £13 from Amazon, but, you know, I'm glad they were cheap because you can't compress them! Oh God, I'd need an elephant to compress these. Didn't work. So I thought, come on Tom, keep it simple, keep it simple. So I thought, I could just get a couple of pieces of wood, stick it up, bosh, job done. And then I sat staring at my setup, staring at the solar panel, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. The hinges, man, the hinges. These are the same hinges that I have got bolted to this solar panel. Obviously these are galvanized, not black. What I'm gonna do, and this is the bit I'm so proud of, and I probably shouldn't be hyping it up too much. What I'm gonna do, or what you can do, is you can bolt them together, right? And because these hinges have 3 holes in them, you can bolt them together short, or you can extend them by bolting together the 2 end holes, right? And that is going to give you a strong arm, if you like. Here's the version I've already bolted together. Now you can see one end here, can you see that? I've actually notched out a channel. And what I'm going to do is get this, slide it onto my locking lever, just like so, lift up the solar panel, et voila, a tilting solar panel. And the beauty of it is you can slide the locking lever forwards or backwards to adjust the angle, and then if you need more angle of dangle, you can extend those hinges by changing the bolt holes. An absolute genius solution. And to keep it all in place, I'm just going to use some quick fist clamps, bosh it on, job done. It doesn't look pretty, but it doesn't need to. It's just tilty panel to make the most of the sun when I'm stationary somewhere. So now that everything has been test fitted and the rain has stopped, I can take it outside and fit it to the roof of the van. If anybody owns a Mitsubishi Delica and is curious about the feet I'm using for the roof bars, I am using the Thule 952 foot pack.
2 hours a day, 5 months and a year. Oh, I loved you too long. You keep blowing me out, I keep holding you in. I keep asking myself, oh, why do you still hurt? Why do you still hurt?
Now the next step in this rooftop project is to install these little lights. These lights are going to light up the outside area. I've just got 2 of them, Raptor 4x4s. Again, just a cheap version of a good light. I think they're about 10 quid each or 15 quid each or something like that. Now, I have a decision to make. So this is originally where I was going to position my lights. One here and one on this roof bar here. But now I'm looking at it, I'm thinking that that isn't going to throw much light in this direction, which is where I'm going to need it. It's going to kind of wash the side of the van with light, which actually might look quite cool if I want to take a picture of the van, but not very practical. So right now I'm having second thoughts, and I'm actually thinking about mounting the lights. Hang on. Mounting the lights to the roof box, and I can actually slide this roof box a bit further to the edge so that we get a better flood of light. So that's what I'm thinking, and then all the wires can run inside of the roof box. So yeah, that's probably, hang on. So that's probably what I'll go for. I reckon I'm gonna stick the lights onto the roof box. So there are some jobs that you just can't film. And one of those jobs was feeding the cables for the solar panel and those roof lights kind of inside all of the trim here. It was absolutely horrendous. But as you can see that? Yeah. Got 3 cables running through, ready to go into the rooftop accessories. The solar panel is all hooked up and working. It was really important that I did that test before drilling a hole in the roof of the van. Solar panel working, cables wired, feeded, whatever, ready to go. All I gotta do now is the job that I've been dreading the most, more than the diesel heater. And that is drill a hole in the roof of the van. So the plan is quite simple. I've put a magnet on the roof where I want the hole to be from the outside. And by using a metal object, such as a screw or a bolt, I can place it inside of the van, and that'll connect to the magnet, and then I know exactly where my hole's going to be, because I don't want to misjudge it and hit a wire or a light fitting or something like that. So I'm going to drill a 20mm hole, and then I'm going to put a rubber grommet around the edge of that hole. Of course, I'm going to paint it as well with a little bit of rust guard, make sure that it doesn't get rusty. This is a 3-way waterproof junction box, and I've drilled 30mm hole in the bottom of it. I'm going to Sikaflex this down to the top of the roof. Cables go in each of these inlets or grommets or whatever, and then they'll all come through the bottom and into the van, and then there's a little lid that screws on here. Should be watertight, should be all good. That's the plan. Okay, hole is in. I mean, it was easy, but I'm just until it's all in and sealed, I'm not going to feel very well. Alright, don't want to jinx it, but it's going smoothly. It's actually going to plan. So what I'm going to do now is feed my cables through the bottom of my junction box, and then I will Sikaflex the junction box in place. So the whole roof seems pretty solid. That roof box is quite small, but if I find it's too small over time, it's pretty easy for me just to try something else. Nothing on the roof rack is permanent. Nothing. It can all be unclipped and unbolted and taken off. The van is now more or less finished, but what I've found is the more that I've built, the more I realise it's never finished. Like, there is so much snagging for me to do, mostly from you guys in the comments saying, Tom, you need to do this and you need to do that. You are correct. So please don't be afraid to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Just keep it sensible. That's what I would say. So the snagging list for this van is as long as my arm. You know, cutting down bolts. I'm going to replace this table. I need to cable tie all the cables from the solar panel. I also thinking about putting some storage behind the passenger seat, because that's a good use of space that isn't necessary. So I could build some kind of box there, something like that. So what I'll probably end up doing is living with the van for a few weeks and then do a van tour, because you haven't seen me cooking, you haven't seen me washing up, you haven't seen me going to the toilet, God forbid. So there's lots more to talk about. I need to break her in. I need to make sure there's nothing coming loose, nothing wobbling, nothing knocking. So far, touch wood, all seems good. So I'd just like to say a quick thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is Squarespace. If you don't know who Squarespace are, basically it's a website where you go on and you build your own website using their online system. It's basically drag and drop system. It's very intuitive, it's very user friendly, it's very easy. I've built a couple of websites from it, and if you don't understand coding and PHP and HTML and all that stuff, this is basically a very simple way to get a good looking website. You can even get your own domain, you can have an online store, you can have a blog if you want a blog gallery, if you want to show your images or talk about your van or share videos of your van. It can all be done at Squarespace. So if you are a photographer or somebody thinking of starting a van channel blog thing and you need a website, go to squarespace.com/Heaton and give it a free try. You've got 24-hour customer service if you get stuck, or just do what I do and watch a couple of YouTube videos. If you like your free trial and it's working for you, use the offer code Heaton for 10% off your first purchase. And there we go. So guys, it's been a really long, hard battle. These past 4 van videos have pretty much driven me to ruin. My own fault for losing track of my schedule. But that's it for the build videos. You may see me tinkering on in the future, but I doubt we're going to see a full-on build video. But what we will see, I'm going to do a full tour video, a van tour, but not yet. I'm going to wait till it's all bedded in. There we go. All right. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Bye.